What's the sci-fi genre, you might ask? The sci-fi genre is a science and technological evolution thought of films. More than likely, a film in this genre you'll see is a futuristic civilization that's facing conflict from other beings besides humans. Now, on to the development of sci-fi. In terms of genre, it's new, but since the beginning of films, it's always been present, as the first film comes from France's 1902 project Le Voyage dans la Lune. This in turn set other continents about from this time to the 1902, about when this film came out, to 1930s, in countries like America and the whole continent of Europe. Okay, America took the adventure aspect of it, while the European countries that we saw covered the political and social issues. In the 1930s to the 40s, we saw this genre have an effect on films, like adding sound and dialogue into movies. And then with the 1950s, we saw the first ever atomic bomb be dropped and see a variety of things in the genre. With this fear instilled in people, it inspired an iconic movie like Godzilla in 1954. In the 1960s, with the first ever landing on the moon, it inspired more interest on space and aliens, giving us another iconic movie like Star Wars, which is a greatly recognized movie. Lastly, then with the 1980s to 1990s, in regards of technological advancements, we were met with great technological focused sci-fi films, which added that falls under this effect is like The Terminator and computer dominated films, which added way better editing. We see this in the movie The Matrix. What are the common themes that we see from sci-fi films? Well, there's a whole variety, but I'll tell you some of the main ones to not make this video too long for you. Going back to the definition of sci-fi, you'll see science being a game changer in a good or bad way, primarily bad, since the basis of most science films plot revolves around it. An example you'll see of this is the play that presents us with the affection of humanity in the story I Am a Legend. Secondly, the setting. And yes, the setting is typically vastly different from what we could consider normal in real life. And this plays a part in the novel and film that we're reading about sci-fi, is the fact that the buildings are decaying and collapsing in this film and novel, which is only a result of war. And that's not the case with everywhere in the world that it's war. Lastly, the survival aspect, which usually stems from the conflict someone will face in the story of sci-fi. We see this with Robert Neville is surviving in a way to bring back humanity.